I was really concerned. I was just bleeding for days. Yeah, I didn't know. So
I should have asked.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are tuned into the Drxma Queenz radio station. Just kidding, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Drxma Queenz. This is our Understanding Women series where we're going to pick some topics to discuss. On today's agenda, we are talking all things periods. So grab a cup of tea, get comfy.
Get your cozy blankie.
Yep, and let's get straight into it. So I guess we can start off with, what is a period, Adryanna?
A period?
I feel like, yeah.
Well,
Adryanna, what is a period?
I'll tell you, Marina. A period is a menstrual cycle, also known as a menstrual cycle. That's the medical term of it.
Okay.
What happens in this menstrual cycle is your eggs are released because you're preparing to be fertilized.
Yes.
If you choose not to fertilize, which some people don't,
right,
you end up having a period where you shed the lining of your uterus.
Interesting.
After a month of it building, because again, nothing has been fertilized.
Yes.
And it sheds out from 5 to 7 days, depending on each woman.
Wow, that is very interesting. Thank you so much for educating me, because, you know, I was really concerned. I was just bleeding for days. Yeah, I didn't know. So
I should have asked.
So, anyways, but so when do periods typically start? At what age? I think it varies. What's the youngest age you can get period?
Honestly, it can be
as
young as 10 or 9. It really depends on your hormones. Yeah, it depends on your hormones. It depends on. It's generational. So like your mum, your grandparents, they have an influence, like your grandma, on how young, because that's when you start menopause as well. So if you're, for example, if your mum went through menopause at like 43, chances are you'll go through menopause around that age. If your mum went through menopause at like late 50s, early 60s, that's the chances that you're going to have the same menopause time frame. So it really depends. It depends whenever your body goes through puberty and is like, okay, I'm ready for the baby stage, because essentially that's what periods are. It's time for you to have babies, because when you think about it as a in anatomy, your body's prime baby making stage is actually from like 16 to 21. So very young, because that's when your body's in the bounce back stage, primal. We don't advise you do that. Yeah. Because you're still a child yourself. Yeah, exactly. In some cultures, we're considered old hags because we don't have kids. Am I wrong? We're extinct. We are ancient. We might as well go dead in a bush, because
the baby's gonna come out and have to break through cobwebs.
Exactly. Oh my god. I mean, if we don't laugh, you know. But it's true. Right. It's true. I mean, when did you, like, how did you learn about periods? Like, when did you discover, understand even the idea of it?
I think it was school, no, when we had sex ed. Is sex ed a thing everywhere?
Not necessarily. So I don't think they do it in America unless you're so when I moved to America, we had sex ed when I was about to graduate.
Oh.
Which
we had it in school at like what, 13?
Yeah. Which is a good age.
Was it? I feel like
it's a good age.
It was a bit much.
It depends. Like I don't need to know about sex at that age.
And, do you remember when they showed us a birthing video?
Yeah, I loved it.
When I tell you, I remember it vividly, like, because I remember, like, I think I had like looked away for like a second and I looked back and I obviously saw her vagina like dilated 10 centimeters and the baby was coming out, and I remember just thinking like, wait, what happened to the video we were just watching? Like, what's going on? Yeah. I was so confused, and then obviously saw the baby's head come out. When I tell you, I felt my entire body go cold,
Mm-hmm.
and I could just feel the blood just draining from me,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like I was going to faint.
Most people do. So I've watched a birth live, and I've almost passed out because my dumbass decided that when the doctor was like push, I was there like, and I went super lightheaded, and I remember
You were pushing for that.
I was pushing, and I didn't even know I don't know, and I didn't even know I was doing it, and I remember seeing like the doctor was in the catching position, looked up at me and was like, get her some apple juice. And I was like, why? What's happening? And then I was like, oh shit. And then my head was like looping, and they were like, sit her down. She was like, sit her down. I was like, don't worry about me, doc. Focus on that. And it was so embarrassing because it's like, who goes and takes the show from the baby?
You never told me that.
Have I not? Oh my god. It was really embarrassing because I just remember the doctor like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm not having a baby.
Yeah.
I'm fine. If I fall, I fall. But there was like a couple medical assistants, so they got me apple juice. I really love hospital apple juice, which is
there's some apple juice that is
to like help bring my sugar levels up, so I don't faint. But I remember watching that video in school, and I remember being like, it's just, I've always found childcare, pregnancy super fascinating. My mom's an early childhood educator, so I would remember flipping through her books, and it's something that I'm just like, it's amazing to me that that we can do that, because essentially giving birth is the equivalent pain level of like breaking, I can't remember the exact number of bones, but I think it's like over 59 bones or something like that.
God,
it's like a really extreme car crash is the pain level of giving birth. And sorry,
my god, sorry.
And the fact that we can do that, heal, and then do it again, and then do it again if we choose to have more kids, is insane to me. But I also get terrified because it's like you have a human growing in you for 9 months. You're not free.
That's long. That's long.
Months.
You know what scares me about like, I know we're talking about periods and stuff, but just sidetrack here. You know what scares me about the whole being pregnant stuff is if I get to like, let's say 5 months, and then I'm just like, I need this to be over today. You've got no choice.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. You have to firm it.
Yeah. That's when you go to the doctor and try and ask for help. But that's what's a struggle, because not everyone enjoys pregnancy. But anyways, so going away from pregnancy, I found out about periods. When did I find out about periods? I just remember the women in my family being like, if this ever happens, tell one of us immediately. And I was like, why would that happen though? What's happening? And I remember when it happened, I also knew, like, because of sex education and everything like that, I also knew what a period was. And then my mum bought me this book, which I still have.
That's cute.
And it was just everything about periods, and it went through the anatomy of it, how you may feel, the mood swings, why you're going through it, the changes, and it really helped me understand. And then of course, my mum being my mum, she wrote this deliciously cute note in it, and I was like,
oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I plan to like give it to my kids.
Oh,
because it was very informative. I've given it to my sister, but I just don't think she was involved. She was like, just give me the cliff notes. Tell me, summarize it. I'm not trying to do all that, but so yeah, it's one of those things. It's different. I think as you get older, like, so for me, when I first started my period, it would always come the first of every month.
I don't remember when mine would come. Do you know what I do remember though? I remember when I told you I got my period, and I don't even remember that. I want to say, were we outside the sports centre or something? Or I mean, the car, like, that's what comes to mind as the memory. I feel like we were in the car outside that sports centre near your house.
The Kensington Leisure Centre.
Yeah, that one. Wow, you still remember it.
I don't think it's there anymore. I think they've changed locations.
Oh, wow. Anyway, sorry. Yes, I remember telling you, and then I remember you being like, "Oh my god, like, talk to me about the cramps you're getting. Like, are you getting the cramps?" And I was like,
"What cramps?"
Cramps?
That pissed me off.
I know it
So
did.
I was the first to get my period in. I don't know if it was the school or the friend group. I don't know, but I was the first one. And when you got yours, I was like, "Cramps are a bitch," and you were like,
"Yeah." So
I think at first you were like, "Yeah."
Was I?
Yeah, I think at first you were like, "Yeah, cramps."
And then you clocked like, "Nah, she would."
I was like, "You're not talking about them like they're doing madness to you." And then you revealed that you didn't have any cramps, and you didn't have cramps for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like,
very lucky.
But that's very normal. You're not supposed to have cramps.
Really?
You're not supposed to be in agony.
Wow.
So not having cramps is very normal. Now, obviously, that's why I'm like, maybe some discomfort, but you're not supposed to be in absolute agony. But yeah, I remember thinking like, what? Why? And then your period lasted like 2 fucking days.
Yeah, my period lasts. So I would say I would say 4 days, but the 4th day is like barely
anything.
Yeah.
Whereas
she's
mine is a full
5
days.
Wow.
And it used to irritate me because you would start your period, finish your period before I finished mine, and I'm like, what the fuck? How is it? It was so interesting. And then it's like, and then it was like, obviously seeing differences between us. I feel like I just remember that you just never had any cramps, and I was like,
I can't remember when I started to get cramps, but
it took you a minute.
Yeah, cramps are. It's like now I have like a heated pad that I have to put on. I have to, like, the second I get my period, the way Usain Bolt run to get Anodin Extra is the best for fucking cramps. Like, it's also great for migraines.
Yeah.
But it just sorts me out immediately. I take it as soon as I can, and then that genuinely, like, if I take it early enough and I top up every 4 hours, I tend to like not get terrible cramps. But if I like leave it, if I'm too lazy to get up or whatever, then I'm fucked for my entire period. So it's fucking hard. But I couldn't recommend enough heat pads. Oh my god, they're wonderful.
Heat pads are the business.
And you can get like the wireless ones, so you literally just charge it, you put it on. Sometimes I'll literally wear it if I'm cold, if I'm being honest.
I have one of those, and I take it to work with me. So I have, obviously we've been having our periods for a while now.
Yeah.
And as we were saying, mine used to be like every first of the month, and then it changed, and then it went through a stage where I was ready to unalive myself, where it was twice a month. I don't know if you remember those voice notes.
Oh yeah. I remember that time in your life.
I was
worrying.
Confused. I was like, what is happening? And
it was very
as women, we have limited eggs, so I'm like, 2 eggs in a month? Yeah. I'm sorry. So I went straight to my doctor and I was like, fix it. And then usually the cure is put you on birth control, which was interesting. That was interesting because the first 2 weeks of birth control is, I feel like, if anyone's watched Avengers, when Bruce, who is the Hulk, fights with the normal himself and the Hulk, and he's like talking to himself and the Hulk comes out, it's like battling an inner beast, where you're like, it's coming out, and it's like 2 weeks of pure misery, but then you're fine. And if you do have a period, it's like barely anything. And then I did that for a while, and then we stopped it, which again, the first period after being on birth control is like giving birth to a spiky demon. It's vicious. It's so horrible, and that's probably why when I went on birth control the other time, because my periods were still funky, I was like, I'm just gonna stay on this bitch, and I was on it for 3 years, and it was a wonderful 3 years because I didn't have a period for 3 years.
Oh, yeah, oh my god, I forgot that.
Oh, I miss it.
Oh my god, you're lucky, man.
I didn't have a period.
You know how you felt about me when I was like, oh, I don't have cramps? That's how I feel about you right now. Like, you're so 3 years.
3 years.
How are you just gonna get given a 3-year break? That's not fucking fair. That is actually not
I don't
fair.
have it anymore. I don't have.
No, but for real life, that was alarming.
My mum was concerned. She was like, I don't like this. But I talked to my doctor and it was completely normal. She said she didn't have a period for 5 years, and then she got off the pill and she got pregnant, and now she's got 2 kids.
Get me on the fucking pill.
Honestly, for that reason, I would go on it again tomorrow.
Really?
It was, like when I was on the pill for those 3 years and I didn't have a period, they came out with menstrual cups. They came out with period panties. A whole new period world was evolved in 3 years, and I hadn't even bought a pad.
Yeah.
It was a dream. That's all I can say. It was a dream.
So lucky.
I envy my past self.
I'm sorry you had to come back to this life.
I don't even know why I came back. There's no reason.
Have you tried menstrual cups?
Never.
Would you ever?
No.
Either would I.
No.
I watched this girl on YouTube, and she was talking about how her menstrual cup got. So let's educate first on menstrual cup.
Yeah,
so
sure.
it's not like a fucking cup you drink out.
No, it's not like a plastic cup.
Probably like this big or something.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? You know that thing what's that thing that you put in like bottles if you want to like pour something in it?
Funnel?
Yeah. Oh my god, my brain. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
It looks like that, but like really small, and then you sort of have to fold it.
Yeah, it's
and then
rubbery.
literally just shove it up, and then it unfolds and it suction cups in you,
Yeah.
and it obviously catches the blood. And then you take it out when it's full, and then you obviously dump it and then wash it and all of that, and then you can reuse it, and you don't have to wear a pad, you don't have to wear tampons, any of that.
It's good for like 8 hours.
Yeah, so like I remember I was intrigued by it until this girl got it fucking stuck up her and had to ask her boyfriend to help her get out, which I'm just like, I could never have that conversation with not my mother, not my partner, not you, no one. I would have to secretly take myself to hospital and just deal with the embarrassment.
Where are you going? I'm just going
just gonna get some milk.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not a fan of them. I've seen the process live in action.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to be a clean person to do that.
Yeah.
If you're in the slightest bit not hygienic,
I don't even want to know all the types of infections you could fucking get from that.
No. For me, it's a no.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a fan of it. I like the idea of reducing like landfill waste with the period pads because they are terrible to get rid of. But there's other ways, like there's the period panties, which I recently got involved in this life. And I will sing their praises.
Really?
They are really they're really weird because you feel like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? Like I'm gonna mess up everything. But you just put them on and they do their thing. I mean, I've been fortunate enough that I've had others buy them, test them out, have the ones that failed, so I knew which brand to get for success.
Yeah.
And I've been great, and I haven't had to worry about them. They're really comfortable. It's just difficult to maneuver. For me, I obviously go to a physical job, so I have to get dressed. I have a uniform. It's hard to maneuver that and wear such a bulkier underwear. And it's not like a pad where you can change it at work. Like it's a whole underwear. And But I would do that. They only have the menstrual cup and the period panties, right?
Apart from pads, tampons.
Yeah, but that's it. Those are the options.
What else is there?
I think that's it.
Yeah, that must be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
But those are the main options. But yeah, I wouldn't try it.
Yeah, obviously, like pads, tampons are just your basic. Like that's been around since we started our periods. Those were our only options.
Mm-hmm.
And what was I just gonna say? I've lost my train of thought. Oh, do you know what's interesting about how pads? I don't know if it's just pads or if it's tampons as well. They're gonna. Well, I'm hoping this is true. So maybe research this before I gas you up. Apparently they're gonna be like free, which I feel like
in Switzerland
they need to be. Is it in Switzerland already? Is it islands that they're? I've seen somewhere.
I can't speak on Ireland, but I can speak on Switzerland.
They're like free.
They're free. Which they should be free.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
Exactly. I didn't ask for this.
I know.
And then on plus, you put pink tax on everything, so everything that's for women is more expensive. Like, have you seen the comparisons when you're trying to get like a razor that's for men and women? I only buy men now because I'm not paying an extra $1, £2, whatever, just because it's in fucking pink.
No.
And it smells like coconut. I'd rather get the man one that smells like I'm about to go fight. I will not buy the pink tax is ridiculous.
No.
Yeah, that's another thing that they're trying to battle with. But pink tax is annoying.
Is it over here as well? Or
it's over here as well. Like I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't get a razor yesterday, because I was looking at it and I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And then I was supposed to go to the men's section and pick up one, but I forgot. But yeah, them being free, I think the things with period underwear be free.
I think they should.
I think they should.
Could you wear them, like, if you wanted to just, like, let's say you went out knickers and they were all you had, could you just wear them for the day?
You can.
Then maybe, I'm just thinking, like, is it because, obviously, like, pads, tampons, menstrual cups can only be used, like, when you're on your period and, like, when you need it. But the period panties can kind of double as that underwear.
I mean,
so do you know what I mean?
Who really wants to wear an
I know, but you never know.
Piece of underwear.
Oh, like some women who, you know, after you give birth and stuff, and then like when you laugh, you pee yourself and all that shit. Maybe they'd wear it for that.
That's true, but that should also be included because who asked?
Oh
for
yeah,
that?
true.
Who asked for a weak bladder?
Yeah.
No one.
I know.
Honestly, but I think that eventually it will come. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll tax us somehow on it, I'm sure. But as long as I can just, I don't know how it would work, because it wouldn't obviously be supplied in shops. Where would we get it from? Would it be delivered?
Maybe they'd have a site where it's like you're placing an order, but you don't pay for it.
Maybe.
I don't know. Or maybe you'd have to go to like your GV or something. I don't know. I feel like there's so many ways they could make it work.
Yeah, I'd love it. Whatever Switzerland's doing, copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Well, 100%. Let me research that, because what if they're giving like the worst period pads and shit?
Yeah.
Like friggin' a napkin and a pin being on your bike. Yeah. I doubt it. I think it's feminine products. I just think that it's something we need to be involved in. Because it's expensive and it's enough that we have to buy so much as women, but
yeah,
that's neither here nor there. We're derailed.
I know, but yeah, so do you have anything further to add about periods?
I don't think so, just that I'm over it.
Me too. It's a struggle. Every man. I just always have to, whenever I'm on my period, I genuinely like deeply think about how lucky men are.
Yeah. They don't have anything. The only other thing I probably would mention is things I do now to help myself and just that I know are good. Like I've talked to you about raspberry leaf tea and fenugreek.
Oh yeah.
Just watch out with fenugreek, ladies. Your boobs.
Oh yeah. Oh, I swear to God, they also make your like hair grow as well.
It does.
But is it just your body hair, or is it like
no,
all
it's
your
hair
hair?
all over.
Oh,
Apparently, it makes you taste like syrup.
Ladies. Wait, where?
Oh,
Really?
yeah, you could have. That's what TikTok said.
You what?
Your cooter.
Ew!
That's what TikTok said. When because TikTok is educational, people. Let's just say that.
I know.
But when it was everyone was talking about it, fenugreek tea and raspberry leaf tea, and raspberry leaf tea really does help with your periods. Like it really does. With your cramps and just your overall uterine health, and fenugreek too. But fenugreek, for me, I had to stop taking it because made my boobs grow, and I wasn't about that life.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, she got the voice notes, she got the suicide letters.
I know.
You got all of it.
The amount of times I literally I would get a message from you and I'd be like, right, I'm messaging her mum. I was like, it's time, and I'm like, no, and I'm like, no. I was like, I'm gonna do it today. No. Like I've never battled with contacting your mother before like that. I'm so glad you're through it, because
I cried so many times.
I know, I'm so sorry.
I cried in my mum's
such
arms.
a terrible time.
And I was
so
like,
sorry.
I need to get them cut off. Like I can't do this. I was miserable.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the Pfizer vaccine. So mixing the Pfizer vaccine with fenugreek.
Yeah.
That was horrid. That was a horrid time. That was a dark time in my life, guys.
Sorry. I really am sorry. But yeah, you're through it now. So you're all right.
I'm through the horrid part, but I'm still in the somewhat thick of it, the medium thick of it. But I would say, like I said, those two teas really do help with cramps, uterine health. Take your uterus seriously. Do your horrid pap smears, and I mean, I can't say that I find a pap smear to be that bad.
Really?
I feel like it's uncomfortable as fuck, but
I fucking hate them.
And it just makes me feel like I'm about to start my period, because I get those pre-period cramps.
Yeah.
And then I just pop a pill and then I'm alright. But I just always feel like violent. I'm like, don't look at me.
Yeah. I saw this funny TikTok actually where this girl, she was so, obviously you know how you like go in the room, you've got to undress, take the knickers off, all of that shit. And this girl did this TikTok. I'll try and find it and insert it here.
Good to see you again. I'm Dr. Where are they? Are these your underwear? Fucking disgusting.
It's so true. Like, it's just, you feel so like naked, exposed, and violated, and it's just a horrible experience. It's awkward as fuck.
Because they're usually like, you can hang your clothes up there.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you do with your underwear? So like, I always have either a little bag. I always make sure I have a big bag, and I like fold it, put it away, zip up my bag, hide my bag, hide it all there.
Put all your clothes on top of it.
Yeah, and
like,
it's just like
under the
this
chair.
awkward thing, and it's like, men don't ever have to go through this.
I know.
And it's like, ugh.
So annoying.
It's so annoying, but I think at the very least they could just be understanding when we have moments like this.
And yeah, hopefully this video will help. So treat your lady right, or if you don't have a lady, your sister, your mum, whoever it is, any female in your life, just
Best
be
friend,
understanding.
anything.
Exactly, yeah. And so anything further to add before we wrap up?
No, I think that's all the period talk I got in me.
Me too. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching and listening, guys. And we will catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.